I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Welcome to another episode of We Ain't Them. I am your host, Rod the Realist, alongside my special co-host, special co-host, Ebony and Kev.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Kevin.
Thank y'all for having me again.
All right. Before we get started today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to look at us on Instagram at We Ain't Them _. Definitely check us out on TikTok at We Ain't Them _. I've been loving the interaction on TikTok, so keep giving us a like, keep giving us that follow. We appreciate all of it. We're trying to get up there, guys. We're trying to get there.
And
Right
your support was greatly appreciated in these streets.
Word. And let me tell you guys, right now we are on the path to 50 episodes. By the end of the year, we will have 50 episodes. And in the midst of it, there is something special coming up that we'll let you guys know more about as the weeks progress, because it's kind of big for us. So, and Ebony doesn't know yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm watching him like what big
She don't
surprise.
know. She don't know yet.
I'm just
I kind of mentioned it.
I
kind of mentioned it to.
I
kind of mentioned it before. I kind of mentioned it to her before, but I'll tell her more in detail. But it's pretty. It's as big as it can be.
Okay,
It's something that we can enjoy if things happen.
Good vibes. Good juju.
Good. Yes, good vibes. Good,
Big
definitely
things.
definitely good vibes. So today, guys, because I love to ask, how are we feeling?
drunk.
God damn.
Thanks to hold on.
No. Let me do this. I got this. I got this. So, guys, if you've realized throughout the months, we usually have wine. Now, because we are, how old are you?
Ooh, 33.
Okay, cool. Just to make sure,
32 next month.
just to make sure that we all clear.
34
So-
is loaded, so it's kind of scary.
No, it's all right.
It's getting
all right.
mids.
It's all right. So, just as you guys know, we are all in our 30s. And we feel like it's time to step our game up. Yeah, liquor is the thing to go to. That's what everybody's favorite
Still
is.
is.
Casamigos.
Yeah.
I get it. But
Grand Marnier.
cannot stand both of y'all. But, we're trying to step our game up a little bit. And, I'm trying to expand my palate. So, on this show, we usually, on most occasions, we have wine. Where do we get our wine from? Our lovely Happy Cork in Brooklyn.
Big up to Happy Cork. Follow them on Instagram. It's Happy Cork BK, correct?
Yes.
Happy Cork BK.
So this wine is a black-owned wine, because that's also what we do. We do black-owned over here.
Absolutely.
Black-owned
Hello.
wine shop, black-owned wine. So this is a Kamusha Cabernet Sauvignon.
Sauvignon.
All right? So, guys, definitely check out Happy Cork. Support them. Also, check out their sister brand, Happy Buds.
Shout
If
out
you
to
ever-
Happy Buds.
If you ever in the mood.
They have beautiful cones. I'm just saying the prints are beautiful. Check them out.
Yeah, but we don't smoke weed out here. We don't smoke weed. We are not those kind of people. Kids, say no to drugs. Adults, do what you want to. But kids, say no to drugs.
Come on, Dare.
I cannot stand y'all. So,
Remember
We-
he said that, huh?
oh God. All right. So we're gathered here today to talk about some TV and movie business. Now, in TV and media, most shows or most movies, you have these people that you would consider villains. Those are the antagonists of the show, and we talk about them. But somehow, some way, in the midst of things, there are some hidden antagonists that you just don't see. So, would anybody like to go first and give their example of a hidden antagonist?
I mean, I could start. The Best Man, right? Everybody remembers The Best Man. It was this romantic comedy in the 90s, and all the brothers was fine as hell. Let me just say, Morris Chestnut.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, babe. No, my bad, babe.
No, go ahead.
She ain't lying.
But the brothers was looking fine in that movie. Oh my goodness! But in that movie, a lot of the time, most of the time, Shelby was like the antagonist.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, she was the snobby, uppity girlfriend that was super clingy to Merch. Poor Merch.
Poor much.
But honestly, it was really Harper. Tay Diggs' character was the villain. He was the villain in 1, 2. He was the villain in a spin-off show. He been the villain since day one. Period.
So nobody
And I feel like people overlook what he. I mean, the whole premise is around him, but they centered anytime she came around and was like she was like the bad cloud.
I don't think that's necessarily true. Because one, for sure, he was definitely the antagonist in 1. The other,
in the first one.
the first one,
He wasn't. Let me tell you, who was more of an antagonist than Harper was Terrence Howard's character. I forgot his name.
Fuck, I always forget.
Child, forgot.
Oh Lord, Terrence Howard. We just know him for Terrence Howard because he fine too.
Terrence Howard.
That's
man.
Lucius Faber.
Yeah. Yes. So he was like the antagonist too. He was like the one who used to stir the pot and all types of shit over Harper. People actually, for some odd reason, there was some people who empathized with Harper, if you really think about it.
Oh, yeah, Quentin. Yeah, but Quentin was just an instigator.
He was a pot stirrer.
He was just an instigator. He wasn't no real antagonist. He didn't really purposely want to see shit happen.
That's the whole point of
He
pot
did.
stirrer. He wanted to see shit happen. And then when shit happened, he came like a fucking sage, like, come on, man, Lance. Like, come on, brother. This is your man, 50 grand. After he done stirred the shit for 2 hours, that movie is very long. For like 2 hours. He waited until the nigga was hanging off a balcony to say, Lance, come on, brother. Like, come here.
Listen, you got to be the saving grace, okay?
Facts.
Come on,
Like,
brother.
listen, I'm going to stir this pot, but listen, when it get a little too spicy, I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
bring
pull
it back.
He's like, come on, brother. We just gotta keep the peace, man.
Yeah,
There's
he
always
was
that one
kind of
person.
talking like that.
I mean, you know, he was an herbalist.
He did no.
So,
he
you
did
know,
that
He
every.
was definitely
he
a
did that
herbalist since day
every-
one.
No, he did that every goddamn movie. He would stir shit up, and then towards the end, he started to cool shit down. No, I love y'all. You know,
This is your man, 50
This
grand.
dude-
Shut up,
shut
bro.
your ass up.
Shut up.
Every time we know what's gonna happen, shit's gonna go to shit. Somebody gonna stir the fucking pot, and then Quincy gonna come out of nowhere. Oh yeah, you know, man, we know you. You know, we gotta do better for ourselves.
Yeah.
You gotta look out. That's your
But people
brother.
did pin Shelby as like,
That is true. Shelby definitely.
even though she was an uppity bitch. Oh, that girl was so snobby and annoying. Oh my goodness. But she was fly though.
She
She
was.
just couldn't-
Shelby is
Yeah, but
so
she couldn't-
fly.
what was making me mad is she couldn't leave Merch alone. Leave Merch alone.
Yeah. Well, sleeping with Quentin. Come on, bro.
Yep. And then eventually, spoilers, having a baby.
Mhm.
And not wait. There's something I gotta mention. The shit that pissed me off. Yo, how is it that Quentin wasn't as mad when he found out that Shelby's daughter was his? I'm confused.
You know, I knew that was his baby.
We all
We all did, but
I'm
still,
like,
at the end of the
How
day,
you
like
didn't know, nigga?
my whole thing is, why is it that he wasn't as mad as he should have been?
Well, what is he? Well,
I
it's
feel
true.
like he's been in that baby's life. So it's just more of like, okay, now.
You think he's been
that's-
in the baby's life from when they slept together at the end of 1
Mhm.
to 2? He wasn't in the baby. I don't think like he was there as a friend, but he wasn't daddy.
I still feel like you were able to see that child grow,
That's true.
progress, hear some things about the child. It's not like, hey, yo, this is your baby. Come take care. Like, if it was that type of situation,
So
it'd be a
he
little
was
different.
like, so you would say he's like the John Redcorn of.
You know, uncle turned daddy. Nothing wrong with that. You know, what happens to people sometimes.
Yeah. Quentin was John Redcorn for sure. he watched that baby grow up and
Man.
Oh Lord, help me.
Leave John Redcorn alone. That man didn't
I
deserve that.
No, yes he did. You're sleeping with someone's wife. Period.
There it goes.
Stop it. He fine. John Redcorn, even though he's animated, you was fine, but you was wrong, sir. You were wrong. Which he could also be a villain too, King of the Hill.
No, he's definitely a villain. Absolutely.
And have the nerve to be crying and come on, sir.
He
You
was
sleeping
definitely-
with somebody's wife.
I mean, when your business gets put out on Front Street, you gotta cry sometimes. You gotta feel
That's
emotional.
facts.
Natural cycle.
It,
That's
took,
true.
it,
I
it, did take,
I
it
understand
did
the
take
emotion.
forever. Everybody knew but you.
Who? What do you mean?
Everybody
In
knew.
terms of Quentin?
No, and what's it called? King of the Hill.
No, he knew that was his baby. It was
Everybody.
Dale.
Dale was just like, yeah, that's my son. Nigga, that nigga don't look nothing like
You know what's crazy about Dale? I'm sorry. I'm like a King of the Hill, like, fanatic. So shout out to Mike Judge because I heard you revamping it. I'm waiting, sir. I am waiting. But John Redcorn, it wasn't John Redcorn, Dale. The funny thing with Dale is you are so suspicious about everything around you except the
Word.
one thing that was in front of your face the whole time.
But don't it be like that in life sometimes, though?
That's facts.
Like, you just really be like, nah, everything's good. But everybody else looking at you like, you
Bruh.
don't know?
Yeah, bruh,
You-
come
you-
on.
You still don't know? Okay, we just gonna let
Ignoring
you
the
ride.
red flags. But didn't you say also, like, in terms of villains, everybody when Abbott Elementary?
All right, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm gonna just clear this up.
Okay,
I
here we go.
don't care. I don't care. I love you, Quinta, but Janine is the fucking villain.
Can you please elaborate?
How?
Because there were so many times Ava did something and I wanted to jump through the television.
Yeah, but Ava did what Ava was supposed to do. She was never supposed to be in that position in the first place.
Right.
Everybody knows she wasn't supposed to be there. Hell, she even knows she wasn't supposed to be there. But they put her there. Listen, you take what you get from a person who wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. That's what you expect. That's your expectation for them. However, in regards to Janine, it feels like she just getting in business that she don't have no business in getting in.
Okay.
Let's start with the light post thing.
The light bulb.
They told her not to touch anything. Don't change anything. One, ma'am, you afraid of ladders.
Yes. Well, she little tiny self.
You afraid of ladders. Then you go climb up the goddamn ladder and try to fix it yourself.
And can't get down.
I felt like it was inspirational.
Not only did you not, no, fuck that. How? How is it
I
inspirational?
felt like you can do anything that you put your mind to. That's
Really?
what you was trying to
That's-
teach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you fixed the light bulb and ruined all the power in
But
the
I
goddamn
will
place.
say this, that you do make a point, but that episode with the egg drop, that could have been avoided.
That could have been
'Cause
avoided.
you-
She
What was
just wanted to show like, yes, we could do it too. And it's like, bro, you still like, even when Greg was telling like science is all about messing up. It's not about being right. Even if you did the experiment and it came out wrong, that's still science. And she just did not get it. Like, so there were times where it's like inspirational because she wants to always be this overachieving kind of person and show like, yes, if you put your mind to it, like she had,
Like,
you know, she's
you're not
inspirational.
realistic. Like the whole Melissa thing. Why are you getting involved in that woman's
Oh,
family
with the
business?
sister,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That,
Why are you
that,
getting involved with her business?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. That is
I like
Melissa.
Miss Shementi.
Listen,
I do.
I love Melissa. But yo, you wasn't supposed to get in her business. That's her personal business. Oh, because of my sister. Then focus on your goddamn sister.
Mind
on
you,
your
her
own.
sister was chill as hell.
Word.
Word.
She was chill as hell. Like, it was like, oh, I don't want to bring my sister on.
No,
She's a handful.
yo,
No, you're the handful.
I'm gonna be honest. The characteristics from all three of them, like her sister, and then her mom being Taraji P. Henson. Oh Lord,
I didn't see that
was
coming.
amazing.
Can't pay that phone bill though.
And she fly as hell, but can't
with
pay
the
the
with the
phone
bill.
bill.
fur,
Phone
walking
bill,
with the
though.
fur.
With the fur. Oh my god. I'm like, okay, you couldn't tell
Talk
Taraji
about,
nothing.
hi, grandma. One of the kids, she's like, excuse me, I ain't no grandma.
She ain't look like Granny.
No, she did not.
Nowadays, y'all ever find like grandmothers don't be looking like grandmothers? Like
Yeah.
Bernice Burgos. Does
I
not
was
look like a
about to say that.
grandmother.
Grandma Burgos? God.
Yo,
Damn.
Kevin's face is
I'm sorry.
killing me right now.
I'm sorry, babe, but God damn.
I don't
Alright.
care, bro. She is fine. She's gorgeous.
All right.
she's
all right.
grandma.
Sorry.
Come on, Glamour. Okay, cool.
Grandma.
Like,
Grandma.
I'm sorry, but that whole glamour thing that we have,
Mm-hmm.
you are a grandmother. It is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Living your truth. And that's that. You can be as fly as you want to be, and you can feel as old as you want to feel.
Yeah,
But you're a grandmother. Let's stop.
that's true. No, you're right. Grandma is grandma. Grandma gonna have to grandma. Period.
Also, Miss Howard was the villain in Abbott Elementary, but
Miss
I'll leave
Howard.
that alone.
Really?
What?
No.
Hell no.
What?
Hell no.
Barbara?
No.
Barbara
What?
Howard was
Wow.
the villain.
Tell me
Oh,
how.
Lord.
You're too wise and you're too smart to let these stupid children run around and act like this. And
That's how.
She just let the drama unfold. If you knew that Greg and Janine really liked each other, why didn't you facilitate that? Nah, she's just like, not my business. And she held that post every season until at the end of the last season where she had that face mask on and now she's scaring all the kids.
Oh yeah, with the she had sleep apnea.
Right, because she had the sleep apnea. Come on now. She's the true villain. If you've been teaching for 20 plus years, right? There's certain way that things should go. You should guide things along, even if it's coming to Ava or the white boy that was on the show, whatever the case may be. Sorry, I can't remember the name of the character.
Josh? No, it's not Josh.
No.
Jacob.
Jacob, there we go. But you're too wise and you know how things go to let everything just go to crap like that. So she's the true villain.
I didn't see that one coming.
I
didn't see that one coming.
You know what?
I would have thought something else.
Really, I love Barbara. No, I get it, but it's like
since we're talking about older women that are villains, why not just jump into the next one? Florida Evans, get your ass over here. You deserve it. You is the worst kind of mama.
She wasn't the worst kind of mama, but she definitely.
You don't want to see nobody live. You don't want to see nobody strive and survive. You just like
they were striving and surviving, but they were just in poverty.
They were a little delayed.
A little delayed.
A little delayed. There were so many times they could have got out of that shit.
So many, but Florida, no.
That second episode, first season, I think it was second episode where I think JJ had painted a picture. I'm giving y'all some 70s tea for all my little young viewers. JJ, the oldest son, had painted a picture of Jesus, a black Jesus. And I forgot what it was. She was so mad because she was like, oh, it's blasphemy because the real Jesus. She was showing pictures of Jesus and the real Jesus she thought was white. And because he had a black Jesus and because the painting was in the house bringing all these good things to the house, she was getting so angry about that. And I'm like, bruh, like, what? You know, there was another time where Michael, that's the youngest son, you can tell I still watch this shit. I do. I really do. I like good times. But yeah, the youngest son, Michael, he was like a activist, they call him the militant midget. And he wrote this paper about why he didn't really fuck with George Washington. And Florida was mad because he got sent home and it was like, oh, this paper is disrespectful or whatever. And she's like, he is one of the founding fathers and you have to apologize. And I'm like, girl, he had all of us in slavery.
Child.
What are you talking about? He is a very important political... Girl, Florida, I love you. And I know you was just trying to be a good wife. You were good to James. You held a brother down. We've come a long way, black woman. We've come a very long way. But damn, sis, like you kind of held the family back too. Just be honest.
I think when we talk about family dynamics, that's where things really get into play. Like, if I'm thinking about the show, I'm thinking about Moesha.
Come with it. Tell me who's the real villain.
There's two villains. Number one, Moesha's the villain.
He said the same thing. Who's the second one?
Frank.
Well, everybody knew it was Frank. Everybody knows Frank's the villain.
I'm sorry, Frank. I don't see Moesha as a villain.
No.
She was a bad friend.
She chose violence every single time. Violence.
Elaborate.
Moesha's a bad friend.
She's a bad friend.
She's a bad friend.
She was a bad friend to Kim, hands down.
Kim, Niecy, all of them.
Yeah. She was a bad friend.
She knows not what is expected of her, but more of what she needs to do in order to survive. If you're trying to become, out of the house and do what you need to do, you know what you got to do just to get around Frank and Dee and Miles and everything and so like that. No, you chose violence every single time.
Oh, I get it.
Every single time, like, I'ma just do this and I'ma just do that.
Yeah.
But look at me and woe is me and
when shit happens,
oh,
yeah.
care for me.
She
chose to do that.
She played victim.
Every single time.
I will say she played victim, but I will say hands down the villain will forever be fucking Frank Mitchell. I'm sorry. Watching that when it finally debuted on Netflix and I rewatched it again because I was so happy.
Yeah, Frank was
Bruh.
A problem. Misogynistic.
Oh my God.
Controlling.
Very controlling. Very overbearing. And he was almost proud of it. Like
absolutely.
it was like a smile. Like it was so funny to him. And it's just like, ugh, sir, you're cringy. And then on top of that, you hounding down and following. Moesha was genuinely not a bad child. Let's be real. Like if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty.
Yes.
She was genuinely not a bad teenager. And he was just so hard on her while, nigga, you was holding this deep, dark secret. Dorian?
Word.
Ray J? Okay.
Brandy
Good night.
All right, so now we have to talk about the biggest villain of them all. I don't care what nobody say. If you've watched the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate,
Papayo.
everybody would say Brandy was the villain because of the shit that she did. But let's be honest here. Let's really be honest here. The real villain was fucking Darnell. Darnell was the big ass villain. You literally chased that woman down. Like, you tried to do everything to get her attention.
She wasn't paying him no mind.
Paying you no attention. She was just in her little world, minding her business, but you pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And then you got what you wanted, and then you thought that shit would just let it slide because you found a new woman. Fuck that. No.
Even after he got his ass whooped, right?
Yup.
And he was in the hospital and he was doing like the narration or whatever. His whole thing was, oh, I hope she's getting the help she needs. Like, brother, you are the reason why. Now, granted, she went too far, but still, it's like, you
caused her to go crazy.
But why'd you play in my face like that, though?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want you.
Yeah, word.
I wasn't checking for you. You did everything in your power for me to go on ahead and fall head over heels in love with you, and now you mad?
Yeah, no.
Let's not.
We're not doing that. No, hell no.
I listen, at the end of the day, I done said it a million times, that, there's a saying that says, if you want to know how crazy a person is, look at the person right next to them. And literally, you drove that woman insane. So what did you expect? Listen, there's also a saying that you may get what you want.
You always say that.
But you may not want what you get. And that is your fault. That is your fault, fam. You wanted it. You wanted this kind of energy. And you deserve what you get. Darnell, you ain't shit. No matter what you say, you ain't shit. You was not the hero in this goddamn love story. You was the asshole. You caused this whole fucking problem.
Yeah. But you saying that's the last one. We didn't even get to soul food.
Oh, child.
Oh my God, bro. Big Mama was not the goddamn. I don't give a fuck what
Hold
you
She
on,
was.
hold on.
Yeah, she was.
What?
Yeah, she was.
How?
Not Big Mama.
How? Not Big Mama.
Okay, we all love Big Mama. Big Mama did keep the family together.
Absolutely.
We can agree to that. But you had all this money upstairs, and you had Terry paying for everything? Come on, bruh. And you knew you had the money. You knew. And you had Terry, who had her own marital issues, right? Paying for everything.
You're supposed to raise up your children to take. I can't make an argument. I'm done.
I can't either. At this point, you kind of got
Come
it.
on, no, we all love Big Mama. I loved her too. I thought she was my grandmama. She reminded me of my grandmother, of my grandmothers. she had that element of keeping the family. But the thing is, a lot of black families be holding back some stuff. They be having all types of secrets and all types of shit, and have you suffering. It's the Florida Evans effect, man. Keeping people back. And the thing is, you had Terry paying for everything, and a lot of her animosity didn't just come from the fact that Vivica slept with her boyfriend at the time, but also the fact that she had to pay for everything. Like, imagine they're all Big Mama in a coma. They're all sitting amongst her, and I forgot Vivica's name in the movie, but Vivica was like, I thought Terry and Mel's can pay for everything, and we can pay you back. Like, come on, bruh. Like, no. At the end of the day, they had access to the money or whatever at the end, and the ending was beautiful, so on and so forth. But a lot of that shit could have been avoided. Period.
Yeah. Good point there.
Yeah.
All right. So as we move on, we're going to move on to our next subject. Whenever a particular type of character is needed, there are a few go-to actors and actresses who are repeatedly casted for that role. But what happens when an actor or actress is repeatedly pigeonholed into a specific type of character? Does it limit their potential? Could it even harm their character in the long run? Certainly, there are some well-known actors and actresses who have been typecasted at various points in their careers. For example, Arnold Schwarzenegger being the action hero or the tough guy, Marilyn Monroe being the blonde bombshell or seductive roles, Jim Carrey being the comedic role, and even Morgan Freeman with the often wise, authoritative roles. So, in 2018, LA Times interview actor Benga Aking, I don't want to say the man's name wrong. King of the Bay. I'm sorry, I can't say it wrong. I'll say it wrong.
Who you talking about?
He was on The Wire. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't watch The Wire.
He is an actor from The Wire. He said he had trouble finding jobs because the way they portrayed their characters on the show so well, they were unable to find other jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So, my first question is, are some actors and actresses more prone to being typecasted than others? And if so, why?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jaleel White.
Why?
Oh, I don't know why.
Miracle.
Yeah, they could, like, honestly, like, it could be that, like, I mentioned Jaleel White, right?
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who are too young enough to know who he is, Steve Urkel. You know, I'm sure he's probably won for other auditions, but that role was so fucking iconic.
Right.
That you can't see him as anything else. And then there are other actors who have tried and have succeeded in making movies, but it just wasn't good. Like, perfect example, I will say Tyler Perry with Alex Cross.
Right, because he did do
horrible.
Alex Cross was not that good, bruh. I'm gonna be honest.
So that's why everybody tell you stick to Madea movies.
Same thing with Taylor Lautner. For those of you who are too young to know who that is, Jacob from Twilight, the Twilight Saga. He played the wolf. He branched out. I think he did a movie called Valentine's Day where he played another heartthrob, which it worked for him. And then he played another movie where he was like it was like an action movie, and it was still very
terrible.
It wasn't good.
One of the ones I like to think of is Christopher P. Duncan because he did an interview about it. For those who don't know who Christopher P. Duncan is, that is Braxton from the Jamie Foxx show.
I was thinking about somebody else.
So he was saying on the interview that because he got typecasted, it was hard for him to get roles.
Mm-hmm.
It was really hard. Nobody wants to hire him because they would always say, "Oh, Braxton." They wouldn't say his name. They wouldn't respect him. And it's the same thing with Jaleel White when they say, "Oh, Urkel." Like it's wrong because yes, your character is a legendary, but it doesn't mean that person is that character their whole life.
Yeah.
So it really messes them up. And he didn't even get a thing till he didn't really get a good role until he was in Black Lightning, and that was a superhero based show. So it was tough for him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think of and forgive me because I don't know his name. The young man that played Aladdin in the remake with Will Smith. So recently, he was in the news talking about The Little Mermaid and how it won't outsell Aladdin and that it doesn't have the talent itself because his movie was so much better.
It wasn't.
However, he's also been in the news and the media talking about how he's unable to get any roles outside of Aladdin.
Mena Massoud.
There we go.
Hmm.
So I kind of think about, we're talking about past shows, but I'm thinking about like today. It's more of like, don't you have to kind of be careful with what you sign on to and what actually you want as a project? And I understand that it might be a big role for you or a breakout role, but you have to think about your future on that. Because Halle Bailey, Grownish, Color Purple's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Music career.
Hello.
She's being versatile. She's thinking about her career and how she can have longevity in that.
Right.
You got to be more intentional with that. Where I think maybe back in the day, it was like breakout role. I got my money. I got everything's good. But I didn't realize the consequences of staying in that and not branching out earlier.
Yeah.
Versus where today, the access, the opportunity, you got to go on ahead and kind of be more proactive and, progressive in everything that you're trying to do.
It's true. But I think that is true. But then I also feel like there are people that started way back in the day and like up to like recently they still have a lucrative career because they were able to break the typecasting,
Right.
And I will say a perfect example of that is Adam Sandler.
God damn it, she stole my person.
I
I
have
was
plenty
gonna say Adam Sandler.
Yeah, Adam Sandler.
You ate that,
People do tend to bring up like, okay, he was like this goofy person in the 80s, 90s, started off in SNL, and then people mention Uncut Gems, which came out in 2018, but I feel like he been doing dramatic roles. And the first one I ever saw him in was this movie called Reign Over Me, or Reign Over Me, with him. It was featuring him, Don Cheadle, and Jada Pinkett. Is one of my favorite movies, and it was the first time I ever saw him outside of just being funny. And he was still funny in that movie, but it was very dramatic. It dealt with mental illness. It talked about the 9/11 attacks. And I think he did an amazing job. And I did see Uncut Gems. He was very good in that as
Very
well.
good.
Oh, my God. And it's just so good to see him veer off because let me tell you, the 2010s was not very kind to Adam Sandler. I'm sorry, those movies he was coming out with, it wasn't cute.
Yeah.
It wasn't cute. It wasn't nice. It was cringy. It was stupid. It was like, okay, buddy, what next?
My perfect example is actually one of your favorite actors from your favorite show, The Office, Steve Carell. Steve Carell
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
did the Foxcatcher, and I watched the Foxcatcher because it was, I am not only
Is that the one with the wrestling coach?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when he was the wrestling coach, and that role he played so well because he was just the complete opposite of what he was in The Office. He was very creepy. He was very hard. He was very aggressive. It was a tale of two different actors, and it was just amazing to watch. And we was so glad to watch him break out of his shell because we seen him in Crazy Drunk Love or Crazy Drunk Love, I believe it is.
No.
Where he was funny.
Oh, yes.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. I think it was Crazy Stupid.
Crazy
Love.
Stupid Love.
Crazy Stupid Love.
And he
sorry.
was really good in that.
And he was really great in that.
like
But
that
of course,
movie.
it's like, yeah, everything is like funny and everything like that. But for him to switch in the Foxcatcher, it was amazing. Unfortunately, there are some people in the industry that's just never going to change out of that. But I feel like at this point, they've kind of accepted that.
Yeah.
One of those favorite people is everybody's big favorite muscle man, steroid using muscle man, The Rock. He kind of knows his role at this point, and that's what he's gonna go for.
I think
He who finds a good thing.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. The Rock. For those of you who have not seen Hobbs and Shaw,
Or any of the Fast and Furious movies.
No, I have to point out
I'm
Hobbs
glad
and Shaw.
that they still made.
I have to fucking pull out. Yo, honestly, I get it. The Rock is a strong person. He's very muscular. The physique is on point. He works hard for it, right? But he is just so full of himself. In Hobbs and Shaw, there was this one scene where he had to I'm sorry. He was like on a truck or something, and there was a helicopter with this chain flying. This is a helicopter, and you're on a truck. And he took the chain from the helicopter and used his actual body strength.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry, but you're a little too conceited, my friend. And he also has like a no dying clause in his contracts. So he's not, you can't kill him. You cannot kill him. If you're gonna kill him, if the character's to be dead, he's not taking the role. You're gonna have to rewrite the shit because he's not dying. Period. But The Rock, yes, he I think he's very comfortable because his body is his selling point. I feel it's part of the selling point of his acting. I don't think he's just a good actor. I
don't think he's a great actor.
No, he's not. The body is the selling point for him.
I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Coming out of wrestling, the best actor that came out of professional wrestling is Dave Bautista. Nobody could tell me otherwise. Dave Bautista is because he is just willing to take risks.
He's in that movie, the movie we just saw,
Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my God, he is such a great character in Guardians of the Galaxy. But other movies, he was in like Knives Out and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He is willing to stretch out to different things. He did a movie, I think it was called Bushwick or something, where it was okay, but he tries. He is willing to try everything. He is willing to be emotional. He is willing to be funny. He's willing to play that strongman role. He is willing to try everything. And that is one thing that I can respect about Dave Bautista that I cannot respect about The Rock. It's maybe because he tried the comedy thing at first. What was it? With Be Cool, where he played a gay guy and it didn't really work out.
Who, The Rock?
Yeah. And that was when he wasn't brolic. He was very slim. That was when he was Slim Rock.
And then he played like the Tooth Fairy or some shit.
Yeah, in a Disney movie.
Oh yeah, and then what was it? What was the other thing?
Black Adam.
The
Black Adam was that was comical.
It was
that was quite comical.
If I would get my money back, I would.
Me too. Well, I watched it for free, but like still, like. Anyway, that was comical. But one person I will say that I like, honestly, I admire the fact that he broke typecasting and he executed it so well because I mean, when you see this person, he is comedy. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Jim Carrey? Fucking Jim Carrey? Let me tell you, I remember because I had it on DVD. For those of you who don't know what DVD is. Look it up. I ain't got time. But like, honestly, I've watched him and in Living Color. He was so funny. Ace Ventura, like that was one of my favorite movies, especially the second one when he went to Africa. The whole rubber face antics, and to see that he can go from that, like he's like at the tail end of the comedy spectrum. He's physical comedy. He's doing he's not afraid to push those limits of being an idiot, basically, right? And to see him in movies like Spotless of the Eternal, God forgive me. That movie, for those of you who know, you know. And then he was also in a movie called The Number 23. That movie was really good. It was about like serial killing and what else? What other movie was he in? The Andy Kaufman movie he did. And even though some people wouldn't say it's a drama, but I will. There was this movie. Remember that movie where he was like in like a society and he didn't know that he was being watched? It was like a television like show, and from small he was just like being watched the whole time and he didn't realize it.
I don't remember.
Oh my God. If I find what is it? The Truman Show.
The Truman Show.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Thank you. The fucking Truman Show. Oh my God. That movie, people don't say it's still a comedy. It did have some comedic elements to it, but it had one of the most satisfying endings I've ever seen in a very long time. If you guys have not seen The Truman Show, give it a watch. Just saying.
All right. With that, all right. So I'm gonna do something fun. I'm gonna end on a funny note. I'm gonna come back to this. So me and Ab on episodes, we did a segment where we talked about based off these scenarios from the page 6 Brown Chicks. This is a scenario I had to talk about because it is so hilarious, and I just want to get y'all responses. All right. In 2020, my marriage was going through a bad time, so I got cosmetic surgery to permanently change my eye color. My brown eyes are now green, but I got nerve damage and one eye closes slower than the other. My slow eye can't be corrected, and my husband knows I'm sensitive about this. What I didn't know is that his mama calls me mortgage eyes, one fixed, one variable. And he joins her in talking shit about me. She washes his clothes, cooks for him, only cooks enough food for one person, and cleans only his things in our house. She's convincing him to leave me because our newborn isn't his daughter. He forgave me for cheating already. How can I stop his mama from disrespecting me / ruining my marriage? I'm this close to fighting her.
Where do we start? I don't know where to begin. Kevin, you want to
take the loss, sis?
Take the L.
Take the L.
Take the fucking L. Like, what?
It's over. You and your baby, y'all gonna have a beautiful life together, okay?
Facts.
And you know, with God's good grace, you gonna figure it out. But take that L and let him live, because how old is he? And his mama still washes his clothes?
Yeah. And why are you letting her do that shit? Like,
that's crazy.
Why? First of all, I know mother-in-laws can be a little, some of them, not all, right, can be overbearing. But like, first of all, sis, you went through all the trouble of like redoing your eyes for a nigga that may not even stay with you because you cheated on him. You didn't even do it for yourself. You did it for him. That's mistake number one. Mistake number two, you probably went to somebody that wasn't like unqualified, because if that is the end result, you should sue the doctor.
Yo, she needs to open her eyes and realize what it is.
That's number three. Open your eyes and realize
that this ain't for you, boo.
Yeah, facts. Like, girl, what?
Listen, you need to have a clear vision on these things.
Yo, what?
Bro, what?
I know. Listen, I understand. At one point, you was lost, but now I hope you see that this ain't the move for you. All right, this ain't the move for you.
Yeah, honey, get some self-esteem. Take time to heal yourself.
That's right, therapy.
And go to therapy, right? Go to therapy, heal yourself. Get away from, and first of all, if you're with a guy and you feel like you have to go through those type of drastic measures, like it boils down to how you feel about you, because he may not even be saying nothing, but then also, is he making you feel this way? And if he is, then why are you with him? Like, why are you with this person? And then he has an overbearing mom. Like, what are you dealing with? Like, you've compromised yourself, your body, and all this shit. For what? Like,
was it worth it?
I don't think it was worth it. And on top of it, you cheated on him. Like, girl, just go. Goodbye.
Yeah, all right.
Go to sleep. It's late in Atlanta. Period.
All right, sure.
How quick is that eye gonna close, though?
Listen, guys. Hindsight is 2020. Anyway, last question, and it's the last thing we'll talk about. I have to read this one for you. I treated my boyfriend of 1 year to a trip to Greece for his birthday. We're Chicagoans. We knew no one in Cyprus. However, we checked in and he left me behind at the hotel to go sightseeing alone. He was gone for an hour, ignoring my calls. I panicked. Went to the hotel lobby to find him helping his wife check in. He told me he was broke. I paid for everything. He told me he was leaving her. Obviously not. He never came back to our room. I toured Greece solo. Tears in every photo. On checkout day, I found my credit card paid for 2 rooms. He said, I'm sorry, I promised my wife a proper honeymoon before I divorced her, and I never could afford it. I know he loves me and that he's conflicted. I don't want him to go to jail, but I want him to know I don't appreciate the theft and being stranded in Greece alone. Advice. I think this episode is over. We don't really got to talk about this issue.
Girl.
I was once you.
What? Wait a minute now.
That's for another episode.
Wait a minute now. Oh, it ain't for another episode. What now?
I was once you. I paid for it all, and I thought everything was gonna be great. But my advice to you is call the credit card company. It's fraud.
Yeah, at this point.
It's
And
fraud.
girl, if a guy tells you he's married, and I'm leaving her tomorrow, let him finalize his shit, get his life together. Don't go jumping into nothing. If he's in a situation where he's married and he genuinely plans to leave his significant other and come to you, he'll do it. But don't get involved. Like, leave that. Like, man, I don't know. Once people got married, once you mention marriage, I'm not. Why?
And ask for the paperwork.
Facts. Ask for the divorce papers. Ask for it all. Get all the paperwork you need to secure yourself and to protect yourself and protect your heart. Like, girl, you got fucked over in terms of your heart and your finances. Like, I don't know what advice to give you because the nigga told you he was married. So I don't know.
Well, with that being said, this has been a wonderful, wonderful episode. This has been a wonderful June. I'd like to thank my co-hosts, Kev and Ebony. Follow us on Instagram at We Ain't Them. Follow Ebs at Eccentric Ebs. Follow Kev at Negro with That Creole. And of course, follow me at It's Mr. Defiant. This is We Ain't Them. We have been your hosts, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.